खोई खोई रहते हैं।
Our hearts are full with love for Baba. And I'm in remembrance of Baba with lot of love. Baba has given me his own introduction, and also Baba has given me my own introduction. And based on this, I connect with Baba. I have loveful feeling of relationship with Baba. I think of Baba. I remember Baba as one who is ever pure. He is beyond the cycle of birth and rebirth. He is consistent. That is why we remember him as Sadashiv, ever benevolent, ever pure and purifier. And in this remembrance, I also experience Baba, one who purifies me, my alloys being removed, past sins are being burned, and I experience my original and eternal qualities, purity, love, peace, happiness are my eternal qualities. As I become aware, it's my eternal image, and connect with Baba, one who also is unlimited like ocean, ocean of love, ocean of peace, Almighty Baba. As I merge myself in this ocean, connect myself with the source, to experience the fullness, my complete stage, the stage of perfection, the stage which I had originally, the stage of fullness. So my eternal stage, then my original stage of golden age. On this journey of remembrance, I move from Tamopradhan stage to Satopradhan stage. The energy of Sato, that is truth and righteousness, I am able to serve the nature, all the elements. so that world becomes Super Pradhan. Stay in this subtle stage, total truth and purity. Our minds and intellects with Baba in sweet remembrance of Baba, connected to Baba.
अरे शिव की याद रहेगी तब आँखों में समाया वो होगा। हम धन्य तभी बन पाएंगे जब ऐसा प्रिय जीवन होगा। यहाँ हमारा तन होगा, वहाँ हमारा मन होगा। जहाँ होता है मानव का धन, वहीं होता है उसका मन। इसलिए परमात्मा ने बताया, मुझसे लगा लो अपना मन। हम सा नहीं कोई जमाने में, रचना रचता का ज्ञान जिसे, पर ऐसा भी बनना होगा, नहीं कभी अभिमान जिसे। यहाँ हमारा तन होगा, वहाँ हमारा मन होगा। ये दुनिया तो मायावी है, माया से भला कैसी यारी। अपने तो दो ही ठिकाने हैं, वैकुंठ दुनिया निराकारी। धुंधला सा अंधियारा है, दीपक से उजियारा होगा। ये आँख भिटन का दीपक है, ये ज्ञान जीवन दीपक होगा। यहाँ हमारा तन होगा, वहाँ हमारा मन होगा। अरे शिव की याद रहेगी तब आँखों में समाया वो होगा। हम धन्य तभी बन पाएंगे जब ऐसा प्रिय जीवन होगा। यहाँ हमारा तन होगा, वहाँ हमारा मन होगा।
Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. We all had very, very lovely, powerful weekend, which took us to Madhuban, to all the pilgrimage places we visited. Also, a lot of fragrance of being in presence of Baba Dadi Janki and in Madhuban. Dadi Janki's churning of knowledge was based on Sakar Murlis, the original knowledge, because when Shiv Baba speaks through Brahma Baba, he gave his introduction, he gave our introduction, and also knowledge about the time and understanding of karma philosophy, and also gave a Shrimat based on all that. So every morning we listen to Sakar Murli, and now we have question answer, we have dharna point, we have blessing, and blessing is from Avyakti Murli. They combine everything. But when you listen to Murli or read Sakar Murli, first important thing which Dadi became Dadi or other ancestor souls was the recognition of Baba as he is. And in Sakar Murlis, Baba talks a lot about himself. I am this, I am point of light, I am not a big shivling, this is what are my divine actions. So write those points about what Baba says about himself, because that helps us to understand and connect with Baba. But also then I remember I felt, not only felt connection, but got connected and I just began the journey and I understood Baba when I understood my own self. So when I understood that I am soul, I am point of light, Atma, and then we say Paramatma. In English, we'll say Supreme Soul. Param is Supreme. But immediately, like I am soul, he is also soul. So as soon as you realize who am I, Dadi Janki uses word who am I. First, my introduction is that I am point of light, I am soul. And Paramatma, he is Supreme Soul. So it seems like you look at any human being and you say, oh, we all are same. Human body, soul in the body. But he is beyond, he is only soul. So that connection which happens, because there had been a lot of requests and effort on how to be Bab Saman. So we think a lot about big things, but first is really who he is, who am I, and who Baba is. And that bond which is created, that I am child, he is father. Then he plays the role of teacher, Sadguru, friend, companion. But first my relationship is as a soul with Supreme Soul. So that eternal relationship, can soul be related to any other soul? Only souls are in relationship as brothers. But it's only one who is our parents, our creator. So that yoga, the connection, in that incorporeal stage with incorporeal one, helps us to be more in soul consciousness, or self-realization begins. So Sakar Murli, listening very attentively and make notes from there, what Baba says about you, what Baba says about the cycle of the soul, how soul goes through the cycle. So, like this morning, Sister Body said about Dadi was in remembrance of Baba. Dadi fell in love with Baba. So same is because she recognized, she was searching, she was looking, she went to pilgrimage places, adopted gurus. But as soon as she heard the introduction of Shiv Baba through the mouth of Brahma Baba, she instantly recognized and she felt, yeah, I belong to him. And then we say, he belongs to me. So that loveful eternal bond which emerges in our heart by listening to Shiv Baba through Brahma Baba, that is the Sakar Murli. Because all the knowledge is given through Sakar Murli. But then the implementation, dharana part, our stage, all that is described in Avyakti Murli. So some read Avyakti Murli with lot of interest. And it's very, very good. But the basic foundation, that the bond which is created and the stage of being incorporeal really comes from deep and deep understanding of who am I and who Baba is. So tomorrow morning when you will listen to Sakar Murli, you take some notes to look into what did Baba say about himself, what Baba did say about the soul, about me, about you. So that will create that bond and relationship, and that is where the true love emerges in the heart. And when true love emerges, it's called remembrance. No? Then I remember, yes, Baba. So that relationship, the feelings of relationship with incorporeal Baba, Shiv Baba, emerges. So we don't say Shiva, then we say Shiv Baba. In Patho Bhakti, we used to call him Shiva. And now we say Shiv Baba. No? Baba is that he is my father. So this recognition comes through this understanding. And then second thing, when I feel that connection, relationship, then recognition is that I create that relationship with Baba. I got connected, then relationship begins. And I say to Baba, you are my parents. So there is love of parents. But relationship of parent-child is, it's very interesting when we talk about Bap Saman, but Dadi Janki says, follow father. Because if I am able to follow father, in following father, the first important quality of God is that he is ever pure. So today is Murli on purity. That means if I have to follow father, first I have to look at the quality of my purity. As Baba said, that not only externally following a discipline of being conqueror of lust, but also purity at a level where there are no As Baba said, thoughts of jealousy, enmity, very subtly, any subtle desires. When there are subtle desires, you want to be this, you want this, and you compare. So actually, that's not real. You become what you are, a unique Baba's child with your own specialties, and cooperate and play complementary role, and you enjoy it. On stage, every actor has his own role to play. If one looks at other actor and start playing same role, director will have to take off that piece because it's not possible, no? Each one of us, we have different role to play. So with self-respect, knowing my own self, play your own role in a very special way. So follow Father. It's a very big term. I mean, like becoming like Father, a very big term. People say, oh, you want to be like God. That's a big thing. But when you think of, I have to follow my Father, so how you follow? First in the quality of purity. Because everything depends on your purity. Because then it's awareness, then it's drishti, then your words which you speak, your attitude. And of course, that sweetness Baba talked about this morning comes from purity. When heart is pure, you are sweet. You don't need to defend, argue, say things for yourself to prove yourself. No. So sweetness is where you are what you are, right? So there is no reaction. Purity, where you are very peaceful, you are not distressed, you are not disturbed. So sweetness, Baba says, my sweet, sweet children, right? So when there is this purity, then the second quality of Baba, that he is knowledgeful. All knowledge, the same path of bhakti. So even if we have knowledge we get from Baba, but we can only be image of purity, image of knowledge when there is purity. Because purity really shows that you have recognized Baba. And we appreciate Brahma Baba's role because he didn't had anyone to follow, right? So how much his intellect, after knowing Baba, he kept his intellect so much into solitude, so much connected with Baba, that he had read scriptures, he had gurus, so many, whatever he did in Path of Bhakti, so much. But he was able to recognize and stay connected and follow Shiv Baba. Because Brahma Baba followed Shiv Baba, so we have to follow Brahma Baba. How did he recognize God? That his faith, his love, his dedication, then he surrendered whom he was surrendering. And so clear direction he was able to understand. Because someone asked this question to Brijman Bhai about touching, how does it happen? And when we think of Brahma Baba, that 8 kanyas, trust has to be formed. brothers and sisters, what is their role, what is the role with brothers together. All these very clear directions. So his understanding of knowledge and his line of intellect connected was so clear. I had been thinking a lot about clear intellect so that you can get signals at the right time. It's only when you are connected that you can get clear signals. So to be like Baba is one thing, but remember I have to follow Baba. So ever pure and knowledge, everything, our reasoning should not be what I believe or my sanskars, what someone else said it, but it's based on knowledge. Dari Janki just now said, Jnani to Atma, a knowledgeable soul, sensible. So from Murli, when you listen, you get all more deeper into that, then that recognition will help us to follow. And also it will help us to stay in remembrance. It's a big question to be in remembrance of Baba. So when there is this quality of purity and knowledge, truly if you are a Jnani soul, then naturally you will be peaceful, you will be loveful, you will be blissful, you will be happy, you will be careful. All these follows, all other qualities follow these two qualities of purity and knowledge. Knowledge not as repeating points, but as I said that Dadi churning was on original knowledge because she didn't read anything else. Her scripture, her resource was just Sakar Murli. She will be keeping next to her. Dadi Prakashmani. It's just Murli, Sakar Murli. Of course, Avyakti Murli is later on too. So if you go in their room, on the little table next to the chair is Murli and reading glasses. And they both shared with us that in midnight, suddenly if they wake up, they just take the Murli and they start reading. After that, they sleep. So it's like the knowledge which is making you sensible, keeping your connection with Baba, help you to follow Father. That source they kept next to them all the time. And as we are like, we have another few weeks, and I feel this is Dadi Janki's plan for us that we sit together and we are able to share. That's her plan, I feel. At least for a long time in my life, today is 15th day. And I have offered books 17 times. I never had been that consistent because of challenges of body. But now I feel I can do it. It's possible. Morning session, sometimes there is something during day, night session. And I really feel it's Dadi. And that is why this time seems to be very, very significant time where Dadi is helping us. So Prakashmani and Dadi Janki, as they didn't read anything else, so maybe until end of this month, keep aim not to get information from here, listen here, there, just morely. Because listening also to lot of interpretations. Listen morely, read a paragraph, then again read it, make notes, study. One is reading morely and is studying morely. So someone say, what is the difference? And reading is you read it or listen, but study is you sit with Murli and your notebook and you read little bit, reflect on that, make the notes, then you read further. Then you might read one page. Of course, in the morning you listen full Murli, right, from the center, wherever you are connected. But for yourself, as we have time now, so as we doing yoga bhatti every 2 hours, half an hour, spend time once or twice or even after bhatti, 15-20 minutes to read Murli. So this will automatically increase your percentage of remembrance in a very natural way. Because every moment, oh, this is what Baba said, this is what Baba was explaining. So you using word Baba, Baba. But if you leave other things like other books, then this author said this speaker said this individual said that. And these days there are so many, even on Murli, there are so many interpretations. But let me understand myself, no? One day Dadi Janki was said to me, I love you because you listen to me, but you also do your homework. And it's true because I also, the way I understood what Baba said, and then I will listen to her, what she is saying. So we will find how we are churning. Are we, that alikeness is there. And that made us close, no? Because we almost understood the way Baba said it. So she will say, this is what I understand. What did you understand? I won't say I understood what you understood. But this is why I also understood something, and I will say it in my words. And she used to call it deep spiritual sharing. And that kind of sharing we now need. So Baba has given us time to study also tapasya. And tapasya will be more natural, powerful if I study properly. So from tomorrow morning, we have to pay attention to Murli and during day also. And maybe we will come up with some points more and feelings of I know Baba as he is. He always says, very few recognize me as I am. So many say, but why he says it? So when you will study, I think, and then you will know. Because what happens, our beliefs in God from bhakti, from scriptures is little bit different. And sometimes he mix it, no? He says, I am a teacher, I am Sadguru. And we have some concept of God from bhakti. It's all right to have devotion. We don't do bhakti. Bhakti means worshipping. But devotion is a quality. And that devotion is coming from my respect and recognition. That devotion is not that, I chant his name or I worship or do arti. No, that is worshipping. Sometimes bhakti, we say worshipping, but then we say path of devotion. Ours is path of devotion also, no? You don't think we are devotees? We are. When people look at, they say, that these are also devotees. But there is difference between worshipping and devotion. Like I have lot of shraddha and bhavana, lot of feelings of devotion because he is highest of high, and then he is my father, then he is my Sadguru. So my devotion is coming from that recognition of his qualities and his task, what he does for all of us. Is there's difference. And their devotion was more okay. And they always say for path, family path, they created all this for people. It's easy to worship Lakshmi Narayan, to worship deities, and they say only Shankaracharya and his followers, hermits, worship Shiva. And they don't worship, they sit and they do sadhana, tapasya in front of Shiva. But later on, they start worshipping by offering fruits, flowers, everything. So take from Murli and no other, don't go into like, let me listen this. There's a lot these days, right? Some people listen Murli from here, Murli from here. You listen to Murli wherever you are, whichever center you are connected, and then you study it. You study yourself that Murli. Few times, half a page, then another page. These days we have time, no? We can do that. Maybe after 2 weeks, when things, we hope, go back to normal, then we will again get busy with so many things, right? You don't have to go for shopping, you don't have to go out, you don't have to. So, best time actually for us to be studying, to be a good student. So, to be like Baba, in other words, first is to follow Baba. And following is through Murli, recognition, and that connection and relationship. When my relationship with Baba is accurate, my relationship with everyone automatically is sweet and love. You don't have to make efforts because I'm following Baba. No? Brahma Baba had this quality to win the hearts of people. I don't, you all were not there. Maybe at that time there was one brother, his name was Arjun, from a wealthy family, but little bit mentally not very developed. So the parents came and said to Baba, Baba, we can't take care of him. Can we leave him with you? This we can't do today. But Baba said, okay. And Baba gave him a uniform and a stick and said, today you will be Baba's security man. And he was really, couldn't stop laughing because the way he will act. Like we also have to be careful. He's security man. And then his parents said to Baba, what you did with him, and all the time he felt, this boy felt so proud. So how Baba's love made everyone feel worthy. Like today Baba said, you will merge the weakness. You won't talk about that. Sweetness is not only kind of flattery, but sweetness is where you help soul to be elevated. Also, I'm taking this topic to take full benefit of studying Murli, but also for tomorrow, the blessing is something very much which I am also somewhere I feel we have, but somewhere I feel also I have to still be clearly figured out, and that is the stage of being Tirkaldarshi. So one is knower of all aspects of time, which we all are. What was in the beginning of cycle, middle of cycle, end of cycle, Tirkaldarshi. You know all three aspects of time. But when it comes to you have to discern and decide something based on the stage of being Tirkaldarshi. So generally people will come to consult you. We don't tell them this is my advice. We think of Baba, but we say maybe you can, we suggest something. And even when you suggest, will it go right or wrong? So Baba is talking about It is in the remembrance of Baba that you become Tirkaldarshi. And then for your own self, for others, you have this capacity that whatever you share or ask someone to do is with its capability of the stage of being Tirkaldarshi. So that is why I explained that if you study Murlis and go into this pure remembrance, sweet remembrance, loveful remembrance, remembrance of only one, and you see that how really your capacity of being Tirkandarshi enhances. Right? So we have good homework from starting from now until tomorrow evening. Because we are doing yoga, we have to continue to do. Silence is also with good, but also it's a time if we say uh, that looking at Dadi following Baba, and we have to follow Baba, then the first step is really this love for Murli, studying Murli, and looking at my remembrance, not as Bhagat, not as devotee, but really deeply going and making that connection and remembrance. And Baba is saying in that blessing, tomorrow morning you will hear the whole blessing of that you become Trikaldarshi. And that's really, really important at this time. You will not know necessarily what will happen tomorrow. That is where I have to use, if I need tolerance, power to adjust, or I have to use my powers. But somewhere internally, you will feel the signal and you will prepare yourself for what is happening. And it could be spiritual, it could be physical also. Like I'm thinking about Zoom. Suddenly, oh, let's have Zoom for everyone. And everyone got Zoom within 1 week because we had been experimenting with that. So everyone got within 2 days, I think, right? All the countries got it because it was ready. If we had to explore, which now other regions are doing, it takes time. So somewhere you will internally also, recently, I don't know, I can't think of, but there was a time, suddenly I feel that my yoga is very good. I am so much with Baba. And I see that's two signals. One is that maybe something big has to come as a storm or something, and Baba is helping me. I immediately knew. Or there is big services coming which I am not maybe capable. So Baba is indicating to me, child, prepare. So I used to feel so clearly that I sat in yoga and without effort, I had such a good yoga. And then I realized it's from Baba, not just my stage or effort. Because how can suddenly my yoga be good? And so Baba is somewhere helping me, giving me signal, child, be ready. As I said, either it could be a big service, because service could be anything, no, for yagya, meeting someone, or service is not only giving lectures and giving gyan, right? That's one part of service. But services at many different levels come. So I used to immediately feel it, and then I will watch that it's true that next day something happened and was quite drastic. Even hearing something from someone or your own self. But I was internally ready because I felt yoga was so good. Or something very big will come from yagya. Dadi will give a direction. And I immediately will say, yes, I think I can do it. So our line of intellect, if it's clear, there is remembrance, you will start catching these signals. But also when you get signal, then it's always good to kind of verify it. Like some people say, how do I know? It dictates of my mind or it's from Baba. When there is word my, there will always be some kind of distress, some kind of anxiety, because when this idea is because it's yours. And if it's from Baba, you are carefree because you know if it's from Baba, it will happen. Like Dadi said things to us, Brahma Baba said, they were never that this soul doesn't look that qualified. It took 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40. I'm completing 60. And I can now say that whatever Baba said, I'm able to do. And now I'm feeling whatever Dadi Janki wanted me to do, I'm able to do now. Be together for Yoga Bhatti. Dadi, that's what I did when Dadi Gulzar, Dadi Janki, in the evening in their cottages, we sat together. So even then, Dadi Janki had so many challenges of body, so many. She didn't know next hour what it will be like. Sometimes same could be with any one of us, with me too. But I just feel, Dadi, it's like, no, go, you have to go. Because one day Dadi told me, I don't want to miss anything in my life. She will go everywhere, every service. Not only that, I was remembering she had many, many childlike habits, right? That is to enjoy everything. I like the point Bridgman Bhai made that she had interest in everything. She will look here, there, everything she has interest. But then again, she has so much disinterest in the sense of no involvement. So once we were in Guyana, and in Guyana they have a lot of trees, mango trees, and they have sapadala, chiku trees, many, many different vegetables. So they bring very nice, soft raw mango. And raw mango, I think in Latin America also, I saw them selling on the road pieces of raw mango because they are good for heat. And also they sell fresh coconut. Coconut, not for water, but regular coconut. So that is sitting and saying, I want this raw mango and little salt and lemon. And she said, Dadi, you shouldn't. No, I want to eat. I love this. And you all know that when Brahma Bhojan was cooked in Madhuban, it's not like they just cook it. It's very nice, proper Brahma Bhojan. Pandav Bhavan, you go from Brahma Baba's day. Boli Dadi and now Ram Lochan Bhai and other brothers, sisters in all three campuses. Because body, whatever, of course, some people eat raw and they are vegan and all different. That's different. But generally, they cook properly. Brahma Bhojan offered to Baba. And now you must have seen with this hygiene project, kitchens are clean and people wearing cap on the hair. They are wearing a mask on the face. And even recently, they were saying everything is very, very clean. For water, they were doing projects, but now they are. So somebody was saying that even to get all the stuff for cleaning the kitchen, and they also disinfect rooms and some or other. That is why at this time we went to Madhuban. So only about 11, 12 souls got sick. And that also was more allergy, but not like diarrhea. But before, like 80% were on the drip because that much work they have done. And I think we all help sending funds. And they still have some more you have to help with. But what I'm saying is that There was everything in a very, very regular way. But still, Dadi was doing everything but not getting involved also. So I think that from tonight, you sleep in remembrance, you wake in remembrance, and don't use word yoga. Someone said, what's the difference? I said yoga is connection. But remembrance is really with love, devotion, feelings. And that's what Dadi Janki this morning, the body man shared very nicely that she was in Baba's remembrance. Whatever she has to say, she won't just say it, but she will go in remembrance and say it. I've seen that so many times. So silence comes naturally in remembrance. Sweetness comes naturally in remembrance. So we have to now keep increasing our chart. Baba said yoga for 8 hours, but remembrance for 24 hours. He doesn't say remember me 8 hours, right? Remember me all the time. He doesn't say have yoga all the time. So there is difference, right? That is why when they say let's sit in yoga, I say let's sit in remembrance, right? Now we have to use word remembrance for us more. And yoga has its timings, but remembrance while eating, you don't have yoga while eating because then you will forget food, right? There is one sister, she gives 15 minutes drishti to the food. I said, but that's lot. Food will get cold. I'm in yoga. I said, you can't have yoga. Remember Baba and eat with Baba. Remember Baba, eat with Baba. So remembrance while doing actions. Remember Baba while cooking. If you are in yoga while cooking, your food will be burned because you will forget, right, what you have to do. So remembrance, and of course, then yoga, then tapasya, both are important. So tomorrow we have to see from tonight what it means to be Tirthadarshi. That's the blessing for the Murli of tomorrow morning. So Sakar Murli is the source of wisdom, source of source of becoming like Baba. That means ability to follow Baba. Instead of saying, I have to be like Baba, I have to follow Baba. This more humble. Is more humble. Baba can say, become like me, and I say, yes, Baba, I will follow you. I like this from this morning's sharing. I follow Baba like Dadi Janki. So, what she was and what she became, every step, she just thought, what did Brahma Baba do? How did he do? What was his relationship? And she followed in that, right? Today it's long time now, but if any one of you have any short question, you can ask. And I'm sure we still have intoxication of Madhuban experience, Bhatti, right? Anyone wants to ask anything? We just have few more minutes. Hmm? No questions. Okay, but all of you will do your homework, right? How many of you will do your homework? Everyone? Yeah, homework is from now onwards. Even before going to bed, read little bit morely, then sleep. And then change it into, then you wake up in the morning in remembrance, your sleep, everything will be so lovely, so powerful. And natural soul consciousness also. Mm. So just one question and then we.
There are two questions I will just read.
Mm.
So, what level of karmic account do I accumulate for myself?
So,
If I shake someone's self respect because of my sanskars of favoritism or by acknowledging someone else more than that person, is there a difference if this is done by me knowingly versus unknowingly? And the second question is, does every soul live the exact same life in every drama cycle, even though they are putting effort?
see, there are different types of karmas. Some are done through action, some are through mind, some are through words, some are just through gestures or attitude. So, what you do, like hurting someone physically, kind of violence, which you remember, other person is physically hurt. Other is very subtly, you know, internally, like you want to show that this one is better than other one. So you create a comparison, you start praising one, and other person feels, like little bit left out. And so if we can, like today Baba said, that not one object, one person, I like this one, not this one, So I think that in one of the messages few days ago, I like when Baba said, four things are important within family, whether it's Lokik or Alokik family, where you won't hurt anyone directly, indirectly, intentionally, or just by habit. Means some people are sensitive, they always feel not being loved, left out, and all that. Like Dadi Janki said, that Baba sometimes will ignore her, but she knew that he loves her, but trying to make her strong or make her believe that I don't have to show that love, but I love you. But that was Dadi's self-respect. No? So, no, that Baba had said love, respect, cooperation, love, respect, cooperation, and courage. Whether to face it or to say it. So these four qualities in relationships, I really had thought about that a lot when it was in Baba's remembrance that these four thoughts came. Love with everyone, then respect everyone. This habit of suddenly saying something, it's like not respecting properly the words which we speak. Then cooperation. Non-cooperative attitude is also karmas where emotionally people are hurt. And fourth is also you need to have courage for keeping all these values in your life. So people sometimes, sorrow intentionally or you're not intending to, but feel sorrow. So I think what is important, I can say with my experience that when I came in Gyan, see, when we come in Gyan, our family feels a lot of sorrow because they feel we will be detached and we're not eating with them, we won't socialize, we won't go here, we will change our dress, and so many big thoughts come in their mind and they get very, very sad. It happened with my family too. But what I did is create a lot of spiritual relationship with them. Let's say they said so many things to me. Every night is a big, like a court, and then still I have to go in the morning. I won't stop. But I kept lot of spirituality, didn't answer back, didn't feel bad. I said they're doing their duty, what they're saying it. They care for my life. That's why they're saying it, because for a girl in India to be taking this life is not that easy, because our society is not where girls live alone or they work. At that time, I'm talking of 60 years ago. Now is different life, but still girls are mostly with parents or in-laws. But here, like they will see us going on streets and giving talks, and so there is lot of fear, lot of pain, sorrow. But if you really create a spiritual relationship, then your vibrations not force them to take gyan. No, you should take gyan, or you should know. I never said it. When they are ready, they will take it. But I kept lot of spiritual love, good wishes for them. And I found that one day my mother was very against, not because she was against, but because society was so much, after her. How can she allow me? Why? You don't have money to get her married? Why? They were so much after her. But then she started changing. In the night, she will sit with everyone and school. In the morning, she will open the door, lock for me, and say, go to class. And then gradually, I think now everyone, uh, such a big family in Gyan, many have left body, those who were BKs and surrendered, because I was youngest at that time. But what I'm saying is that you have to do everything in such a way, spiritually, if you do it. Some of that students will go home and say, from today, I'm not eating this. From today, I'm not doing this. So they all get scared. What's going on here? When we tell Baba that our family, Baba said it's a good sign, because you are progressing, you are changing, they are trying to hold you. So I understood that also, but then how to serve lokics is also in a spiritual way is possible, right? Well, it's a long answer for everything, but for now, just think of that and see, part changes every minute, but when it has changed, I always say it had happened before also. But also when there is a stress or you are distressed, how it's going to happen? Then you say, it will happen as it happened last Kalpa. So you don't use this point to get stuck, but to be stable. One is to get stuck by drama, and one is to be stable. So I don't have to worry, to waste thoughts. It will happen if it happened in drama. But it doesn't mean I sit back and say, if it's in drama, it will happen. No. I have to do it as much I can do for today. And when you sleep, you say, according to drama, it had to be like that. Keep your mind free so that you can win Baba's remembrance. So drama is to help us to be in remembrance, not waste our thoughts, either going back in the past or far off future, so that I can remain in present with trust. I can be with Baba and constantly keep progressing. Okay, let's have quick announcement and let's have remembrance of Baba, and thank you very much. And I know Latino family had 1 week together whole day on the topic of Bap Saman, and they asked me to share something, but was not possible today. So I also want to have good wishes for them as you all came together, whole Latino family, and did this homework. And I'm sure some of the points I shared definitely can be useful for you. That follow Father will help us to be like Father. Om Shanti.
there are more questions, but I will give it to Didi so she can address tomorrow. So now we will close with Baba's remembrance. And once again, I just want to remind everyone that from Tuesday, this Zoom meeting will ask you for password. When you enter, it will ask you for password. Please use the password Dadi Janki, DADIJANKI. जब आप ट्यूसडे इस Zoom मीटिंग में आएंगे तो आपको पासवर्ड पूछा जाएगा, तब आप पासवर्ड एंटर करिएगा दादी जानकी. ओम शांति. Now I will remember Baba. मेरे बाबा, आपको मैं निरंतर निहारा करूं. मेरे बाबा, छवि अंतर में अपने उतारा करूं. मेरे बाबा, छवि अंतर में अपने उतारा करूं. मेरे बाबा, आप है साथ में, आप है पास में, आप है साथ में, आप है पास में. फिर भी प्यार से तुमको पुकारा करूं. मेरे बाबा, फिर भी प्यार से तुमको पुकारा करूं. मेरे बाबा, मेरे बाबा.
Okay, then she can quit.